our guy Hunt Palmer, LouisianaSports.net, put out the 5 most indispensable players for the LSU Tigers. The 5 guys they cannot move forward without. The guys that are going to, if LSU makes any kind of run, are going to be the key force behind said run. He goes Garrett Nussmeier at 1, Whit Weeks at 2, A.J. Halsey at 3, Braylon Moore at 4, and Caden Durham, running back, at number 5. Initial thoughts here, Matthew.
Well, Nuss is going to be the engine that drives this thing. His performance is going to certainly be there. But we kind of talked about Harold Perkins, too. Like, if Harold Perkins, at the end of the year.
The fact that Harold's not on this list is shocking to me, because I truly believe Harold Perkins is the most, I said it the other day, the most important non-quarterback maybe in the country. So not just here at LSU, not just in the Southeastern Conference. I'm talking about in the entire country. If you get a version of Harold Perkins that we saw a couple of years ago, LSU's fortune and season is completely different than if he is a non-factor.
Yeah, so if Harold Perkins doesn't have the year, if something happens and he doesn't have the year that we hope for, or that he, like, his potential says he could have, then LSU's going to be good. We're still going to be good. We're going to be we're going to be in the thick of it. But if Harold Perkins is on a trajectory towards the end of the season where he's looking like an All-American, people are talking about him like they were his freshman year. If he is on that trajectory and playing like that dude we know, we are guaranteed going to be one of the top teams in the country going into the playoffs. We'll be playing for SEC championship, I believe. Have a real good shot at being the SEC champion if that's the case. We will be one of the favorites to win the playoff.
I'm right there with you.
That's how big of it. Like that's the thing. I think if he's not, then we're going to be fighting and scrapping to get in potentially. But if he is, I think it's a lock that we're going to be a top 1 or 2 team going into the playoff.
And look, I can get behind some of the other players on this list. Nussmeier, obviously. Caden Durham would be higher on mine. I think he's actually number 3. I would go Nuss, Perk, Caden Durham, Whit Weeks, and then I would give you probably 3 DBs at number 5, just because I think they're all that important. He mentions Halsey. I'd have him on this list. I'd have DeMarcus Cooley, and I'd have Delane on this list as well. I would have like those 3 players as like one player, because I think they all have to play really, really well. But I would have Perkins number 2 because of everything Matt said. It's kind of like we talk about with Lenore Sellers. If Lenore Sellers in November is in the Heisman conversation, South Carolina's having a great season. If he's not, they're going to be a 4-loss team. Like, that's what he means to that team. I think Harold Perkins can mean that to this team. If he is striking fear in his opponents, if he is that guy that every quarterback looks at right before the ball snap because he's like, oh, my God, number 7 is going to just be in the backfield before I even get the ball in my hands again like he once was, it's going to be a problem.
He doesn't get to that point if he's backpedaling into the curl flat zone.
He's going to do some of that. That's going to be some of it. Because he can't live on the edge. He cannot do it. It's not his body type. He's not a 3-down edge rusher. He can rush from the edge at the, close your ears, the star position. That can be done. As a running back, when you got one of those guys coming up, like Bob Sanders. Anybody in here remember Bob Sanders from the Colts, okay?
Stud.
Yeah, and he was
he really cared about his body.
Like a muscle hamster, okay?
Yeah.
That's what he was. Yeah, he had no regard for his body. Now, he played safety, so he was doing what you're talking about. He was backpedaling at times. Obviously, he plays safety. But, man, when he decided to get on that edge, when he decided to come from depth, like 5 yards, and kind of get that walking, running start, and he hit, good luck. He's got leverage on you automatically.
Game changer.
He's about 215 pounds, even though he doesn't look like it. And he's coming like a silver bullet and doesn't care if he breaks every bone in his body. His job is to get to the quarterback, right? So you can still do those things. And so that's why I have Harold Perkins so high on my list of LSU players they cannot do without. Caden Durham also, man. If you look at the depth of running backs behind Caden Durham, there's a lot of hope. There's no guarantee. It is hoping that they do well. We talked about Caleb Jackson, obviously Juwan and his situation and what he ends up doing. It's going to be some Q runs lined up at quarterback. Okay. You've got Barry, who's going to be a true freshman. You don't know what's going to happen with a true freshman. You have no idea. Xavier Thomas is somebody I love them getting him involved in the running game, and I hope to see that. But all of that is hoping that it works out, hoping it can be productive. The only guarantee you have right now at the running back position is Caden Durham. He had over 700 yards last year. He was injured all the back half. Didn't matter. He still went out there and played. A lot of grit. He's the only thing that you know right now that you're going to get from the running back position. There's no way in the world I can have a list like this and not have Caden Durham in the top 3.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Based on what we've seen in practice, based on the reports coming out of practice, LSU is starting to throw in a little bit of under center. And so I don't know how much. I don't even know if it's going to make it into an actual game plan early on in the season. I'm sure Garrett Nussmeier has not taken many snaps under center in his life.
Actually, if anybody, though, that hasn't done it in a game, Doug had him out there in the front yard.
No doubt. There's no doubt about that. But like that, to me, that is exciting from an offensive perspective because you're starting to do different things. You're starting to kind of open the playbook a little bit more. And for the running back, it's a whole different ball game running from under center than it is in the gun. And so like throw a couple of different elements in there. I love when the quarterback, at least if you can be the majority gun, but I'm a big proponent of getting under the center, at least some as a changeup. But like
helps the running backs too in some cases.
It's certainly big time helps the running backs, but it helps the quarterbacks too, especially in play action situations. Turning your back to a defense as a quarterback is an advantage that not many people discuss or talk about. It's an advantage for the offense when you can turn your back to the defense and hide a ball when the defense cannot see a ball. It creates confusion. It creates hesitation. Whether it's for a split second, it doesn't. Like a split second is all you need in college football. So when you turn your back and they cannot see where the ball is, it creates hesitation and allows tight ends, it allows receivers, it allows running backs, whatever it is, to gain leverage and outflank people. And then the defense has to react after they see the ball again. It's who has the ball? Does the running back have the ball? Does the quarterback still have the ball? Whatever it is. It just creates confusion. In the gun, it is hard to do that because you're never turning your back.
Yeah. Unless
you're in pistol, you turn your back for a second. But if you're under center and play action, you're turning your back for a good 3 to 4 steps. Right? So that creates a lot of hesitation. It's kind of a lost art in college football right now. The NFL, the best offenses in the league, are doing probably close to 50-50, if not 60-40, under center. Those are the best offenses in the entire world are starting to go back and implement more and more under center. So I'm excited for that aspect on how it can help Garrett Nussmeier, the offensive line, and, of course, Caden Durham.
Yeah, and Caden Durham being, obviously RB1, but also Caleb Jackson. And so what Flynn's talking about, so Caleb's a big back, right? He's a power back. And like if you look at like our running backs in 2007, we had a lot of power backs. Like we had bigger guys. Certainly 06. 06 might actually be a better example of just power backs. So me as a power back, like I'm 230 pounds. One of my advantages is going downhill and going downhill fast. Same thing with Caleb Jackson, right? He has got the size. He's got the speed. So if you're turning, they always tell you never turn your numbers to the sideline in pass protection or really any situation in football, but that's what you do when you're in gun. You're getting the football, your numbers are towards the sideline, you get it, and then you have to turn and then try to go full speed after you've already turned. But remember, the defense has not turned. The defense is going north and south the entire time. So they never stop. You have to hesitate, turn, and then continue to go full speed. Look, everybody across the country runs inside zone at a gun now. It's in vogue. It's what they do. So this isn't just picking on LSU's running game. It's what happens across the country. But if I am somebody that has the size and speed of a Caleb Jackson, and does he need to continue to improve on reading a running play out? Absolutely. But for him, you can still be in gun. All you got to do, hey, Nuss, here, give one of these. That means get in the pistol. You get in the pistol, so Nussmeier's at 5. You're still at 7.5, just like you would be in the I formation. You open, crossover, shoulders are still square towards the defensive line. You're still running inside zone. Now, but the problem for the defense, I'm not going sideways anymore. My shoulders, you always see the 2 and the 8, and I get a chance to get the ball going downhill and full speed. I still have that cut. I've got the backside cut. And if you want to keep some quarterback keep run option open, which is what people do in inside zone.
Mm-hmm.
You still have it. You still have it. He can still read and do some different things off of that. And it's just a different look. You can play action pass off of that. And if you want to turn, that's turning your back to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do it out of gun. You don't have to worry about center quarterback exchange. And you get all the things that you want to get done through getting in pistol.
Mm-hmm. It does eliminate a lot of the RPO situations, but
you're not. I mean, you're not an RPO team right now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a quarterback that you want pulling the football, right? I mean, you can still run some things off of it. Now it's going to be probably a quick pass into the flats or something.
It'd be more of a pre-snap read
Yes.
rather than a post-snap read,
Right?
Because most RPOs right now are post-snap.
Post-snap.
They're reading the linebackers or a drop safety, depending on whether they want to throw a slant or a stop route, whatever it is. Old school, under center, or turning your back to the defense RPO is a completely pre-snap read. The numbers don't look good, and I'm throwing a backside key, backside one-step slant, something like that. Oh, yeah. What happened?
Roll the whiteboard in here. It just didn't have wheels. It's not going to fit in here.
We can do hand motions.